As we previously reported, those responsible for Shazam 2 recently posted their first teaser in which you can marvel at the revamped outfit of the eponymous superhero. Now, director David F. Sandberg added an image of the most important characters. Since Monday, you get to see the total of 6 superheroes in full costume on Twitter. Hence, it is also clear, not only does lead actor Billy Batson get a visually redesigned look as a superhero, but so do his companions. Overall, the outfit looks simpler, less padded, and just trendier. This is especially evident in a direct comparison. Further news is Michelle Both's planned role as Mary, as she will be replaced by fellow actress Grace Fulton, unlike Freddie, Darla, Eugene, Pedro, and Billy. Director Sandberg also confirmed this on Twitter, where it was also revealed that she will embody both a human Mary as well as her counterpart as a superhero. Unfortunately, we will have to wait a little longer for the great battle between the teenagers and the 3 daughters of the Titan Atlas, because Shazam! Fury of the Gods is not expected to be released before June 2nd, 2023. Hardly any other coming-of-age series stands for the charm of the 80s like Stranger Things. The hit production, which was initially released in 2017, is now looking forward to its 4th season, and 4 new cast members are not to be kept from the fans. The most familiar face is certainly Amy Beth McNulty, who played the main character in the Canadian drama series N with an E. In the 4th season, she will become Vicky, who has both a chill and a nerdy side, and according to the description, later falls in love with one of the main characters. Alongside her, 19-year-old Miles Truitt, who embodies the increasingly unstable basketball star Patrick, makes his debut in the series. Cheerleader Chrissy, who will be played by Grace Van Dien, is also said to be introduced in the upcoming season. At first sight, she seems as good as perfect, but is said to hide a dark secret behind her innocent facade. Last but not least, in addition to the 3 teens, there's also a new guidance counselor coming to the Hawkins High School, namely Miss Kelly. This role is played by Hawaiian Regina Ting Chen. Series star David Harbour was also surprisingly talkative on the talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live. There, he expressed his regret for the fact that the production and the current status are being kept from the fans so that they don't find out anything before the official start. However, he did counter that by sharing a few details. Based on his statement, filming is still in progress and we can expect it to come to a close around August. In the event of delays, the new episodes would be released at the end of the year at the earliest, especially considering how complex the post-production of the series is. Colleagues Finn Wolfhard and Gaten Matarazzo share a similar opinion, as the former in particular already announced in the past that he doesn't expect Season 4 to start any earlier than 2022. In any case, we are excited to see whether the rest of the shooting will proceed as planned, and we will of course keep you updated on the release date of Stranger Things Season 4. On Wednesday, Paramount Pictures and Hasbro Studios finally announced the official title of the upcoming 7th Transformers movie in a virtual conference. It will be called Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and following the moderate success of Transformers The Last Night, it'll breathe new life into the franchise. Meanwhile, it's been 3 years since the spin-off Bumblebee was released, which was well received but failed to generate above-average profits. All the more pleasing that producer Lorenzo Di Buenaventura and director Stephen Keppel Jr. have revealed a few more details about the 7th part, which will be out next year. What is known is that the Maximals, Terracons, and Predacons fractions will appear alongside the Autobots and Decepticons. The former can transform not only into vehicles but even into animal forms, and thus give the protagonist a much harder time. Fans can expect appearances by Optimus Prime, Mirage, Rhinox, Eraser, Optimus Primal, as well as the 2 female representatives Archie and Nightbird. The story is said to be set in 1994, primarily in New York City and Brooklyn, nearly 13 years after the storyline of Bumblebee. Coincidentally, the spin-off starring Haley Steinfeld is also the predecessor of Rise of the Beasts in terms of content. The main villain is the Terracons leader Scourge, who together with his companions poses the greatest threat to Optimus and the team. We look forward to more information on Transformers Rise of the Beasts and eagerly await its release in almost exactly 1 year on June 24th, 2022. We've known for a while that the upcoming The Flash won't just have 1 or 2 superheroes up its sleeve. In addition to the returning Barry Allen alias The Flash and the 2 Batman, Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, many fans are looking forward to the newcomer Sasha Calle, who will be appearing as Supergirl for the first time. In keeping with his director, Andy Muschietti posted her first photo of the superheroine's outfit on Instagram some days ago. You don't have to be a DC expert to notice the color parallels to Henry Cavill's suit. Not only that, but the S-shaped symbol on the chest, which of course has nothing to do with the actual letter, has only been marginally altered. All of this could indicate that their family relationship of being cousins is now thematized in the film and not just in the comics. A further sign of this is the empty cryogenic pod that Superman finds in Man of Steel and in which Supergirl ought to be. However, this is contradicted by the fact that DC and Warner have actually concluded with the Zack Snyder movies like, for example, Man of Steel, and do not want to continue them thematically. As you can see, there are still some unanswered questions regarding the upcoming DC multiverse spectacle, which unfortunately won't be clarified anytime soon. The Flash is expected to be released in theaters on November 4th, 2022. As has been known for a few days, a sequel to 2020's Scoob is set to be produced. With box office takings of just $26.3 million, the preceding film did not even reach its budget of $90 million, though that was mainly due to the pandemic and the fact that most movie theaters were closed. The third film with Scooby-Doo and his pals nevertheless managed to bring a refreshing 3D animated film to cinemas and home theaters almost 16 years after Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed, despite the fact that many die-hard fans were bothered about the many new elements. Yet a further contributing factor is the Hanna-Barbera multiverse that was introduced in the film, which, with its abundance of characters, whetted the appetite for further sequels or spin-offs. This is probably why Warner took the bold step of sticking with the franchise in spite of red figures and supplying fans with new content. According to director Tony Savoni, who was interviewed by comicbookmovie.com, the crew of the first part is back and working on a sequel to Scoob. However, at the same time, he pointed out that it has not yet been officially announced by Warner. Regarding the release date, Savoni didn't want to or couldn't reveal anything yet, but considering the circumstances, we expect Warner to make an announcement soon. Last year, Disney announced several new Star Wars projects at its big Investor Day. Among those is the anime series Star Wars Visions, about which for a long time nothing new had been reported. Fortunately, that has now changed as Lucasfilm officially announced that the anthology is going to be presented during a 30-minute panel at the Digital Anime Expo Lite. Besides a sneak preview, you can of course look forward to various special guests commenting on and following Star Wars Visions at the beginning of July. Among them are executive producers James Wu, Jackie Lopez, and Josh Rhimes, who will at least virtually join anime producer Kanako Shirasaki and co-producer Justin Leach. Content-wise, information is still scarce so far. All we really know is that the project will consist of several short films. We'll definitely keep you posted on the panel and look forward to revealing more about Star Wars Visions very soon. We can even expect a release this year on Disney+. Soon, the Hotel Transylvania series will come to an end as the fourth and final part is slowly approaching. Although as a few days ago, this is no longer quite accurate, since the responsible parties officially reported that the movie will not be released at the end of July, but rather in October. In regards to content, you can be prepared for a crazy farewell, with the main characters Dracula, Jonathan, Frankenstein, and Wayne still having an exciting adventure ahead of them. Due to the monstrification ray, Dracula and the rest turn to humans, whereas Johnny turns into a monster. The former monsters don't seem to like the new human state that much, which is why they search all over the world to find a cure. Whether they manage to return to their old strength or whether Dracula must continue to live on as an ordinary mortal is something you will be able to find out in theaters starting October 1st, 2021. Disney's live-action film campaign continues. As Deadline reported last Wednesday, an actress has finally been found for the Snow White live-action film adaptation. We're talking about Rachel Zegler, who's about to make the leap from newcomer to Hollywood great. Not only did the 20-year-old play the lead character in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, but she also snagged a role in the upcoming Shazam! Fury of the Gods. In addition to her acting talent, her singing voice must also have been a reason for the commitment, as the multi-talented actress has been wowing fans of her YouTube channel for years with cover versions of well-known songs. The soundtrack is supposed to be the main emphasis of the live-action film anyway, just like the original from 1937. Benji Pasek and Justin Paul, who already set the right tone in La La Land, have been entrusted with the music. Expectations for Snow White have therefore been raised considerably, and we can most probably look forward to a release as early as 2022.